I am Anne Desmet and I am an artist printmaker, and often my works have something of a sense of the passing of time about them. I started to get interested in the idea of that what's actually within your line of sight could actually speak volumes about entire centuries, a huge span of time encompassed within one one line of sight. Many people looking at this series of engravings immediately believe it's the Second World War and it's the Blitz. And yes, in part it is, but it also, I think, could be read as it's today. It's perhaps could be New Year fireworks over London. It could be a display, an aeronautical display. It might be a present day image. It doesn't have to be read as a Second World War image, but I kind of like the ambiguity of time between the two. And because I'm not an artist who actually experienced the Second World War, it wouldn't feel right for me to make something that's absolutely directly about the Second World War. The idea came to me that the sequence would try to chart one night of St. Paul's Cathedral. So you start off with an image that's dusk one evening, and then you go through to night time and there are stars, and then there's an image called Night Flight, which is some kind of aeronautical event happening over St. Paul's, probably the Blitz, somewhat influenced by Paul Nash's fantastic vapour trail paintings. And then you have an image with searchlights, and then you have an image of dawn the next morning with one tiny little aeroplane flying away. So it's 5 images, but the idea is that you're going through a passage of time. You're reading a story through those 5 images, a story of one night. It's a whole picture with the architecture, with the lighting that you choose, with what's happening in the sky, and these things, they all convey an enormous amount of mood and a huge sort of sense of time, and as I say, also of timelessness. They manage to do both. You can fix them in a very specific time, but they also have a longer sense of time span than that. I can understand completely why other artists have tended to avoid very specific figures within this kind of a composition, because you're not trying to talk about one specific person or one specific small group of people. You're trying to talk about a more generalised mood and atmosphere, and a sense of something epic, sort of too huge really to be able to convey by the use of figures. You need a kind of more grander stage, if you like.